Hello. So we are doing the last part of linear programming, okay? So what are we going to focus on? We are going to talk about objective function and optimum value. So we are going to learn how to derive the objective function and find the optimum value of the objective function. The whole topic is about objective function. Okay, what is the goal of the linear programming problem? So the goal of the linear programming problem is for you to derive the objective function. Okay, and from the objective function, you can find profit, sales, okay, maximum profit and all that. Okay, so let's start with the example. So my example, I have a very simple example here. I have a company. So this company produces X unit of pen type P and Y unit of pen type Q. Okay, so to produce the pen, you have to depend on a few constraints. So here I have three constraints which I'm talking about. Okay, my first constraint is Y is less than or equal to 80. My second one is X minus 3Y is less than or equal to 30. But I just want you to draw your attention here, the negative in front of the Y. So when we have a line, let's say Y equals to X, if I were to shade above this, it represents a greater region. The region here is Y greater than X. If I were to shade below here, this represents a region where Y is less than X. But if you have a negative, it's the opposite of what I'm teaching you here. Okay, so if you think you're going to make a careless mistake, it's better for you to get rid of the negative. So negative 3y is less than 30 minus x times by negative. So 3y is greater than or equal to negative 30 plus x. Okay, then you can follow whatever I've given down here. Okay, and my third one, 4x plus 2y is less than or equal to 300, which can be further simplified to 2x plus y is less than or equal to 150. Okay, once you have learned that, the next part, okay, I want to talk a little bit about parallel lines. Okay, we must be able to draw parallel lines. Okay, if we can draw parallel lines, it will help us in this chapter. Okay, so to draw parallel lines, okay, let's say you have a line down here. Okay, you have a line down here. Okay, you want to draw a line parallel to the line here. Okay, so what you do, you place a second ruler perpendicular to the first one. Okay, so you just push it up like this. Okay, then you can get a line which is parallel to that line and it's above. Okay, it's above the line. So these two lines are parallel. So if you want to get, let's say, another line which is also parallel to this line but below, okay, make sure you hold the second ruler tight. Okay, so you push it down and you can get for me another parallel line which is also parallel to this line above here. Okay, so once you can draw parallel line, you can start. Okay, let's look at the question. Okay, so this is my region of feasible solution based on the constraints which I've talked about. So I have got three constraints. So my first constraint, second constraint, third constraint. And don't forget, we are selling pens. So your pen must be greater than 0. Okay, greater than 0. You cannot be selling negative pen. Okay, it must be greater than 0. Okay, so let's try and see whether we can do our objective function. Okay, so if the profit from sales of pen P is 2 ringgit and pen Q is 4 ringgit, find the maximum profit. You notice the goal of the problem? So the goal of the problem is to get maximum profit. Before you can do that, you must write down what is the objective function. Okay, if you sell one of this pen, okay, your profit is 2 ringgit. If you sell 2, you times 2. If you sell 3, you times 3. But you are selling X. So you write down your objective function is 2x plus, okay, 1 of Q, your profit is 4 ringgit. If 2 of Q times 2, but you are selling Y, so it's 4Y. That is the objective function, okay? So once you have got that, you let your objective function, that is 2x plus 4y equal to what? Equal to k, where the k here is a constant. Okay, how to choose the k to aid you in the drawing, okay? So to choose the k, you must choose a k that can be divided by 2 and 4. You can choose 2, you can choose 8, you can choose 20, but keep looking at the scale. The scale here is 20, okay? So if I were to choose 2, it's too small, so it'll be very small line down here. Okay, it'll be a very small line at the bottom here. So I don't want that. I want it to be a bigger line, okay, a bigger, more visible line. So let's say I let my k equals to 80. So 2x plus 4y is equals to 80. Once I've got this, I am going to draw my line. I need a table of values. This is x and y. Okay, let's start with x is 0. So x is 0, 4y is 80, so y is 20. Okay? So the next one, let's say y is 0. So when your y is 0, 2x is 80, so x is equal to 40. Okay, once I've got that, I am going to draw my objective function on my graph. Okay, where is my objective function? X is 0, y is 20. Okay, go to your graph. Okay, region of feasible solution. And the other one is 40. Okay, 20 and 40. 40. Okay, so this is my objective function, which is equal to 2x plus 4y equal to 80. Okay, once you have got your objective function, okay, what you can do is you can draw a line parallel to this. Okay, so to draw a line parallel to this, I told you your first, okay, you place your first ruler on top of the line. Okay, and your second one is always perpendicular to the line. Okay, like this. Okay, so place the first ruler on the line. Okay, and place the second one perpendicular to the line. Perpendicular to the line like that. Okay, what you're going to do, you're going to hold your second one tightly and slide the first one along the line. As you slide, okay, I hope I'm not blocking you. Okay, as you slide, okay, hold the sun tightly, like this, okay? Alright, like this. Okay, as you slide it along, okay, since you want maximum profit, you will find for me the last point in the region of feasible solution that you will pass through. So, sliding, you notice the last point that you will pass through is this one. So, you can draw for me another parallel line down here. Okay, so it passes through this point, and this line is parallel to this line, and it passes through this point. So this point will represent the maximum values of x and y that will give me a maximum profit. Okay, so these are the values of x and y that will give me a maximum profit. So reading the points from here, I notice that it is equal to 35 and 80. Okay, so you want to get your maximum profit. Okay, you want to get your maximum profit. You can put it inside your objective function. So your maximum profit is object 2x plus 4y. Put it in your objective function. So I have a 2 because my point here is 35 and 80. So I have a 2 times 35 plus 4 times by 80. And then I work out the answer. So where is my calculator? So when I work out the answer, I notice that my answer is RM390. That's my maximum profit. So this is one way of doing. Another way, which is easier, you pick all the vertices. This is 0, 0. Of course, I'm not going to check the point 0, 0. I'm going to start from here. Okay, x is 0, y is 80. This is 35 and 80. And now look at this point. Okay, this point is more than 68. Okay, it's not an integer. So what you do, you go into the region and get the closest integer to this point. So it should be 68 and 14. Okay, it's 68 and 14. Okay, remember, you cannot sell pence in the form of fraction. You cannot sell 68.5 pen. So you just go into the region of feasible solution. Go outside, because this region of feasible solution is the one that determines the value of x and y that will give you your maximum profit. Okay, then you substitute into your objective function. What is your objective function? 2x plus 4y equal to what? Equal to k. So you put it in. So when you put it in, okay, you have like this. So let's say 20 plus 4 times 80. So your answer here is equal to 320. This one, 2 bracket 35 plus 4, 80. So your answer is 390. This one is 268 plus 4 times by 14. Your answer is equal to 192. From here, you can choose for me your maximum profit, which is this one. Okay, so do you notice it's the same? Okay, the value is the same. Okay, So I hope you can follow, okay? Try to practice and do more questions.